Okay, day 139, Awan Brotherhood. This is version 2. In any kind of warfighting situation, you need not only people on the ground, the Muslim Brotherhood in the case of Libya and Syria and other countries, but you also need the people running the network operations center. Sometimes they call it the Eye of God, command and control systems, lots of different ways to talk about that. Or if you're trying to tip off the Muslim Brotherhood in countries where we're trying to destroy ISIS, you also need information technology folks like the Awan brothers to feed information to your guys on the ground, so they're just miss them, like Osama bin Laden. We would always just miss Osama bin Laden. So this series looks at Hillary's connection not only to the warfighters in theater, but it also looks at the hacking and so forth, and management of the battlefield from an operations IT perspective. Okay, so it's not just wiretaps, it's all about cyber weapons and warfare and also surveillance systems. So everyone's mentioned that Preet got fired. That's the best thing that could have ever happened. Now hopefully a new district attorney will come into New York, and then we'll look at those files. I imagine the shredders are going crazy right now on the Trump file, the FISA file for the Trump Tower, and all the other cases that he was working on regarding Gulen. So the key here, the key thing that Trump has to do now that Preet is gone, is go after Gulen, because he currently has cases in front of Preet Bharara that were being slow-footed at SDNY, Southern District of New York, and also this guy right here, this guy right here, Reza Zarab, okay, is a key guy in the Pakistan to Turkey drug situation. He's a delivery boy, and I'm not saying, the idea is to put him away for life. No, he knows the rat line, and he can lead to the kingpin arrests. So that's what I'm saying here for Jeff Sessions is this is your key to getting the kingpins and the folks at Graham Fuller, the kind of the CIA mastermind, set up in this rat line. So, and Muzzy Safari there is going to be a part of it. We talked about how the whole thing unfolded with the Awan brothers by them kidnapping and imprisoning their stepmom in this Springfield home. This whole thing, this whole policing, this Dine Corps teaching these Pakistani police, oh, by the way, yes, they do have a contract for teaching the Pakistani police. They're the ones that set up the rat lines. They're the ones that have the rebels set up their particular rat line, and then they get rid of all the competition. This goes all the way back to Al Capone, where you have the chief of police say, look, anybody else who gets in the way is going to get killed, and then we have Al Capone's rat line. These are the folks, SSP, that do the rat line in Pakistan. The PSP is the policing site, and he has it in his description in his Facebook. So he couldn't make it any easier for us. The policing is going to be based out of Lahore, and then the rat line is going to be up by the Stan border. So what's happening here in the Hawkshead Drive location in Lorton is they're cycling through experts. The Awan brothers are more systems administrator types, but they're cycling through these experts in tapping of cell phones. Okay, that's how they tap their stepmom's cell phone. And they're going to have all kinds of different names, but you're going to have whatever the name is, and then you're going to add a Awan at the end, and that's the identity they're going to take. That's the pattern we've established. Well, if you look at something called the Defense Information Security Agency, this is the big screen, the Network Information Center side of war. There's this eye of war that you have with all these satellites and planes and little mini satellites, those cube satellites, feeding information to your big grid. And it's called the Global Information Grid. So DISA, or DISA, however you want to say it, Defense Information Systems Agency, DISA, does Global Information Grid. And guess who's the biggest user of Global Information Grid when they were Secretary of State? Hillary Clinton. She had 4 projects going simultaneously. It's never happened in 4 months. She had the Haiti earthquake, and she had Enduring Freedom, I believe, in Iraq, and she had a project going on in Afghanistan, major project going on in Afghanistan. And she had a project going on in, forgetting the other theater of war, Libya, of course, which was, I can't remember the name of the operation right now. So these folks are feeding this information. This information is also available for the United States. So you, me, and everybody else is managed through the same eye of God, this kind of global information grid, or GIG for short. And these folks are managing Hillary's assets.